In career spanning 9 decades, Petula Clark, the former child star once dubbed Britain's Shirley Temple, has rewritten showbiz history. The music legend has sold more than 70 million records, beaten the Beatles to Grammy, danced with Fred Astaire and become an accidental civil rights heroine. She's also shared bed with John and Yoko, dodged threesome with Elvis and Karen Carpenter and fueled millions of teenage boys' fantasies as the young bride of crusty film teacher Mr. Chips. And, at 87, Petula is still performing and has just released collector's edition of her 1974 Valentine's Day concert. She says, "I live for the day. Can't sit around listening to my old records. Want the next fun thing to do." Which explains why, 56 years after it first hit the charts, Petula is considering pandemic-inspired remake of her greatest hit, Downtown. Someone suggested this. She giggles, before that voice rings out. When you're alone and life is making you lonely, you can't even go downtown. Petula is at home in Switzerland with husband of 59 years Claude Wolff and in close touch with their 3 children and grandchildren. "They send me lots of silly videos," she says. "Keeping morale up isn't easy, but we must try to keep positive." Seeing so many invoking the wartime spirit can't help bring back memories for Petula. Born Sally Olwen Clark in Surrey in 1932, she spent part of the war with her grandfather in Wales. She first sang for an audience at the Collier's Arms in Aberconate, near Merthyr Tydfil, mimicking Vera Lynn. Using the stage name Petula, she was discovered at 9 and was soon recording for the troops and performing for the King and Winston Churchill. She toured with young Julie Andrews. "We'd travel by train in the blackout, sleeping in the luggage racks," she says. "I was the sweet child with the sweet voice. But people didn't like me becoming woman." At 12, Petula was signed by Rank for string of films. She says, "Adolescence was difficult for me. Was more valuable to Rank as child. They even made her bind her breasts." But by 1957 Petula had 2 hit records, Sports Car and Boyfriend. Then she was sent to France to do show. "I'd sung really badly but brought the house down," she recalls. "I was called in and told should record in French. Then the office light bulb blew and young man came to replace it. Looked at him and thought, They said, if you record in French this is our PR man and he'll show you round. Couldn't say yes fast enough." That lightbulb moment brought the young singer and Claude together. Many Brits were peeved when Our Pet moved to France, but she became huge hit. Then, in 1964, Tony Hatch wrote ditty about trip to New York. Downtown was global smash and won Pet the Grammy the Beatles seemed set for. Another 14 hits followed, including Couldn't Live Without Your Love. Petula had her own TV shows, starred opposite Fred Astaire in Finian's Rainbow and made Goodbye, Mr. Chips with Peter O'Toole. At the premiere party she heard the Carpenters performing and became friends with Karen. She even saved the singer and herself from the amorous advances of Elvis Presley. They had gone to his dressing room after concert. He was raring to go. Petula later recalled, "I think he fancied both of us. Karen was kind of innocent. Felt responsible, so got her out of there. Elvis was looking at me like, I'm going to get you one day. Some think he did, but he didn't. Elvis may have failed, but Pet willingly got in the sack with John Lennon and wife Yoko Ono." In 1969 she was in Montreal where French Canadians booed her English songs and English speakers booed her French ones. She says, "I needed someone neutral to talk to and John and Yoko were in town doing their bed, in for peace. Didn't even know John. Walked in to find him and Yoko in bed. He squinted and said, 'Is that you, Petula?' and just burst into tears. He said, 'Come here,' so sat on the bed and he gave me hug. I explained everything and he said, 'You know what, Petula? You need drink.' In the sitting room there were some other musicians and had glass of wine. Little song was playing and we started joining in. It was Give Peace Chance and they were recording. So ended up on the backing track." A year earlier, on her US TV special, she held Jamaican-American singer Harry Belafonte's arm during duet. The show sponsor, Fearing racial backlash, asked for different take but Petula refused. The program aired to great acclaim 4 days after Martin Luther King was assassinated and Pet became the first white woman to touch black man on American TV. She has wealth of stories but has never written an autobiography. "I can't concentrate," she says. "It's all that looking back. I prefer to go with the flow. Life changes. What's the point of getting nostalgic?" Petula's 1974 concert recording is available at United Music. Ch. Store, N.